Los Magos was formed to create a sotol for the land, soul, and community. And the aim is to bring a centuries-old tradition to a modern-day approach. And with me is the CEO of Los Magos, Ryan Stock, and Colin Jordan, my co-host of New to the Streets Moneymakers. And great to have you here, Ryan. And talk about the company, what it is you're doing. Explain sotol, if I'm even saying it right. Tell us what you're doing.
You are saying it right. It's sotol. Sotol is both the name of the plant as well as the spirit that is made from it, that derives from it. So sotol has been around for hundreds of years. Frankly, it predates production of many of the Mexican spirits that we're actually familiar with, even though it hasn't, it's not as one that we're familiar with here in the U.S. But it's been around for a long time. And as far as Los Magos is concerned, we identified that there was a huge opportunity here with this. Mexican spirits continues to be the fastest growing category in the spirits industry. And sotol specifically is one that we identified was there's a huge opportunity, a huge void that had not really made its way outside of Mexico into any other markets, especially the US.
And surely you guys get a lot of comparisons to tequila, right? We're talking Mexican spirits. So what is your guys' plan to kind of revolutionize that segment of the market?
Yeah, I mean, simply put, sotol is not agave, which is one of the most critical elements. It is a completely different product coming from a completely different plant, giving us a tremendous amount of differentiation as it relates to that in a otherwise very saturated spirits market.
So Los Magos marketed as one of the most underrated or unheard of spirits there is. So why is this a good time to introduce this?
Consumers are obviously much more open to trying new things these days, much more open to, especially as it relates to spirits and what they're drinking. And we've seen this, with mezcals. 10 years ago, try to find a mezcal, frankly, anywhere outside of a large city, and you would have been hard pressed to do so. Well, now, consumers are much more open to that. I was actually talking to somebody the other day that was, the CEO or the head of beverage at one of the largest hospitality companies out in Las Vegas. And they were told us that, literally for the first time in 2022, vodka has been dethroned as the top-selling spirit in their company nationally, and it's been dethroned by that of tequila. And so this is a huge, this isn't a big moment just for Mexican spirits. That's a big deal for spirits as a whole. So we feel like there's a huge opportunity now to introduce something that is part of the Mexican spirits family that is growing, with bringing something new to the consumers.
Nice. And so, primarily you guys are in North America, but where do we find you both in North America and outside of there?
So we've been able to have great expansion throughout North America, throughout the US market, which is obviously a huge focus, Canada, Mexico as well. And then moving into 2024 of Q1, we're really excited to announce expansion into Asia as well as Europe.
Awesome. And then from a growth perspective, just in general, kind of what's your guys' strategy, go to market moving forward as you continue to disrupt this segment?
So this is really not just about a label of Los Magos. It's also about the category of sotol and the ability to be the flagship brand and to build an industry that has otherwise, been primarily just operated by small families. And so, Los Magos' goal has been to introduce this incredible spirit that has been around, but introduce it to the world. So we're excited to be a big part of that.
So let's talk about that. Promotions, events, anything coming up. What should we know about Los Magos in the future?
So we were excited that back in June, we had this incredible partnership that we did with Whistle Pig, where we did a collaboration with them, which was tremendously exciting for us as a brand, but also for the category. We aged Los Magos in some Whistle Pig barrels, and so we have something else that's very exciting that's going to be coming out in the first part of this coming year, and so there will be a lot of things to stay tuned into as it relates to everything surrounding the promotion and whatnot of that, but more to come on that.
Awesome. We'll look forward to that
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll look forward to that. So thank you so much, Ryan, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.